Are you listening? Damn.
Roethlisberger to a wall in the end zone. His second touchdown.
Yeah.
And the ball is loose. Third down. 3rd and 4. He's a couple.
Welcome to another edition of the AFC North Talk here with Q, a guy that I don't recognize right now.
What's up, everybody? How we doing? How we feeling out there, AFC North? How we doing today? Let's go.
This is on Baltimore. This is on so many people. Carson Wentz's fault. This is on Brandon Staley. A lot of people to blame for this monstrosity that we're seeing here today.
It's only one team to blame for it, and that is the lowly last place Baltimore Ravens. But we'll talk about them a little later.
Well, I mean, that's true. They are in last place.
It's okay.
By themselves.
It's okay by themselves.
They got
No, but still here. We win. Win, Steelers scare until end, and Ben.
Yeah, Ben's going to get Marino'd. I hear it all week. Here we go. They're going to get blasted by the Chiefs, yada, yada. Listen, I know I said before that I didn't want the Steelers to make the playoffs for that very reason, but I got to tell you, I disagree. I hardcore disagree. Sunday was literally the greatest day of my life. Hopefully my wife's not listening. Second greatest.
The wife, please make sure to thank Tony. He's too happy right now. It's weird to see Tony this happy. So
if he had kids, it would still be the second greatest.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Exactly right.
If he had kids, yeah. Anyway, Ace, how you doing, man?
Pretty good, bro. How you guys doing?
Obviously, nobody's here is better than Tony, as you can see. Happy.
Is that a Bengal
good.
theme? Hold on, wait. Is that a Bengal theme Playboy Cardi hoodie, Ace?
Yeah, this is a whole lot of orange.
Okay.
Okay.
Wine coming out.
Yeah.
This is actually Zim's. So Zim already came out with a whole lot of orange, and this is one of the hoodies that he gave me for it.
By the way, props to Zim because he's been coming at me for weeks, and then finally he let off the gas pedal this week, admitted what is absolutely a fact: Mike Tomlin, Coach of the Year. So you know what? Shout out to Zim today too. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling very generous today, except to one fan base.
I would say Sam. I don't think Tomlin's Coach of the Year.
Tony is back in 2012, man.
Yeah. I don't think he's Coach of the Year, but I was thinking this yesterday. If Taylor wins it, that will be 3 years in a row AFC North Coach of the Year.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I mean, the only two real candidates are here, unless you're going to give it to LaFleur, who does not deserve
LaFleur or Vrabel.
You lose to the Lions under any circumstance, you don't get Coach of the Year. That's just how.
I think Vrabel. You know what?
They played their starters a little bit in that game too. Can't be.
Yeah, I saw Aaron Rodgers. I saw
Aaron Rodgers out there too. Yeah,
unacceptable.
They were losing to Aaron Rodgers. It wasn't like the Lions pulled it at the end.
The Lion, I mean, scrappy Lions pulled out all the scrappy trick plays. I mean, they scored in any way possible. It was it's cute.
That Disney here says, Ace, why didn't the Bengals trade Auden Tate? And can you give me a prediction for the number of Joseph Osai will put up next season?
I think the reason that they didn't trade Auden Tate, he got hurt during the season. And so Auden Tate, it's been a while. They actually just activated him, I think, today. But honestly, unless you were going to get blown away with a draft pick, I think that they wanted to keep Auden Tate here just in case, especially with some of the issues that they had, like Sonny just said, insurance as well. And then when you talk about Joseph Osai, I'm excited about Joseph Osai and what he's going to do. That's the guy that, went crazy in the preseason against the Bucs. I was at that game and then ends up tearing his knee up, right? So I think next year, depending upon what we saw was a very small sample size. However, it was a very good sample size against the Super Bowl winning Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And we got to see him in there against Tristan Wirfs, and he was able to beat Tristan Wirfs in that game for a sack. And he just had a monster game. So I would probably say if I'm giving a prediction, I probably say that he could get 7 to 8 sacks next season.
Okay. Now, Stone here says Steelers 0% chance.
Steelers 0%. Hey,
Sweet.
Nova Stone. What percentage chance did they have to make the playoffs going into the week?
2.
I'll let
it was
you-
like
it
a
was-
2% chance.
It was a
That's
6%
crazy.
chance. So you telling me 0? I'll take my chances, baby. Let's go. Can't wait.
Steiner math, baby.
Noah Stone also says Aaron Rodgers losing to Lions. Brady should be MVP. Look, I'm gonna say something. Noah Stone is consistently in this TB12 train, right? There's no denying that's his favorite player.
You don't know who his favorite team is, but you definitely know who his favorite player
favorite
is.
player.
By the way,
No secret on
how
that
in the
one.
world did he become a super fan of this pod? Like, I'm just
I
trying
love
to figure
it.
out,
He knows
what
them.
brought him here. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
think he is it's Tom Brady, and then he roots for the Ravens. I think is what I've seen, but I'm
dude,
not
every
sure.
time he super chats, we try to figure it out, and we just end up being more
Yeah.
wrong. This is
that's
just
true.
going to be in the AFC North talk meta. It's
Yeah,
just
there you
Nova
go.
Stone's ever-changing fan. We're going to say, you know what? He a Charger fan.
So Ray Rag here, genuinely curious. When was the last time Baltimore was in the fourth, other than this year? The year that they drafted
2000.
Stanley. That was. What was
No
it?
way. That was when the Browns were terrible.
Get used to it. Get used to
No,
it.
no. We were the 6th overall pick.
The bottom suits you guys well.
Wait.
I remember that. That's when Ingraven
15,
was
16?
like, I can't put all of my stock into just Ravens. It was that year, right?
It was 16.
I might have to pull it engraving.
Cute. I think it was 15 or 16. I'll
There's
check.
no way. There's no way you were in last place in 2016.
Let me-
Absolutely no way. The Cleveland Browns were.
that was the Hugh year. That was when you guys hired Hugh, right?
No, that was before Hugh. That was the last year of Johnny. We went like 2-14 that year.
Okay, so it wasn't this. Maybe it was 14. Hold on.
I think it's like 07 when the Browns
And
went
now,
10-6.
now I'm also
It definitely had to
14.
be like Kyle Bowler years. It couldn't have been. Couldn't
Yeah,
have
it
been
finished-
that.
Did the Browns finish in last place that year in 2014 when they had the division lead at 7-4 and then blew it because Josh Gordon and Johnny Manziel came back?
I
Or
got
was
it.
that
Ryan
the
Mallett
Bengals?
years, maybe. It might have been Ryan.
It might have
Mallett
been
years.
Ryan Rad.
Nah, it's
Might
2007. It's 2007,
Okay.
the year before
Yeah, when the
Flacco.
Browns 10-6. Okay.
Ah.
Yeah. I look.
That
I would have a
year
good
was
read
horrible.
on when the
You guys were
Ravens were in
horrible
last
too.
place. I know what it requires
2007?
for the Ravens to be in last place.
So we were
Yeah.
6th overall, and you guys were still horrible, so bad.
Who, the Browns?
Yeah.
No, the Browns were 10-6 that year.
Oh, who was worse? So
Oh no. Oh, wait,
Oh,
when
that
you
was
had the 6th
2007.
overall pick.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
you're talking about when you drafted Ronnie Stanley. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, we had like the 2nd pick in the draft and traded it with Philadelphia to get Corey Coleman, right? But we had the 2nd pick in the draft that year.
Ah, the
That ended up
Carson
being
Wentz.
Carson.
That must
Wentz.
have been. Is that Derek Anderson? That was the Derek Anderson and
07
Braylon
was the
Edwards year.
Derek Anderson, Braylon
Yeah.
Edwards, Kellen Winslow year.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, but yeah, I would have a good read on when the Ravens would be in last place because again, it usually requires us not having a last place finish. Me and Ace, well, no, I don't even think because the Bengals were never in last place in that era, right? They've only been in last place the last couple.
No,
of
that was
years,
back.
right?
That was
That was back when the Bengals were decent. Were
Yeah,
really
that's
good.
fair.
That was
Actually.
end of Carson Palmer, and then like, did they
That
get
was
Andy
still-
right
that
after
was still-
Carson?
The last time, so the funny thing is, during that era, I think the only time where we would have been bad in the Carson era would have been, it's 2 times. The first time was when Ryan Fitzpatrick, that's where the Ryan Fitzpatrick legend started, except he was just trash
That's
for us.
magic.
It was Ryan Fitzpatrick when he started, when Carson, I think, tore up his elbow or something one year, and that was a bad year for us. And then the other bad year for us was when it was T.O. and Chad at like the end of the Carson Palmer era. That was the one where we won like 4 games.
Yeah.
Did get a pretty bomb reality show out of that though. That was a good one season of T.O. and Chad. It was T.O. was broke. Like T.O. was broke as a joke that year. That was a sad but fun watch.
So cute. You guys traded back and
Yeah, we traded back Corey Coleman. We got nothing out of that trade. Again,
You
trading
didn't
back's
get-
mad overrated.
There was
Well-
Jalen Ramsey, Joey Bosa.
Yeah, man, we
Same.
traded back. Yeah, man, we traded back from all that talent because we didn't. The rumor that was out. Now I don't know what's true, but the rumor that was out was that Hugh Jackson was all in on Jared Goff. He thought Jared Goff out of California, because remember Hugh's a California guy, right? He was all in on Jared Goff. That was his guy. He was the only guy at Carson Wentz's pro day. He didn't like Carson Wentz. He wanted Jared Goff. Once it was found out that we could not get Jared Goff because the Rams traded up with the Titans, I believe they traded up with the Titans.
Yeah, with Tennessee.
Yeah, to get that pick. By the way, imagine they moved the farm for Jared Goff. Oh my God, we forget all the Jared Goff mistakes that the Rams made, but they moved the farm for Jared Goff. And once we couldn't get Jared Goff, we were like, man, we'd rather take a flyer on RG3 than take Carson Wentz, which it's a decision. It's not that wrong of a decision, but yeah, that's what happened that year. We took a flyer on RG3 coming off of Washington,
and you took what, Coleman with that pick, and who else?
We traded back and took Coleman. I don't remember the exact.
I'm not mad at Coleman. Coleman looked good coming out, so I'm not mad. But
I am because
I don't know,
Sonny.
That might have been the time that y'all was drafting Matt Elam and all of that. I don't know.
I'm mad at the Corey Coleman pick.
That was 2012.
If any Browns fan would know, Corey Coleman is the guy who dropped the ball that would have probably helped the Browns not go on 16 that year. You know, I mean, against
I would say this as a sidebar. I start to scout players, which I love, and corners is players that I've been scouting, and then I'm just putting a list of players that I need to go. And then as I'm writing prospects, so I can just go back and watch film, I come through a corner out of Florida named Elam. I'm like, fuck that. I'm not going no more DB out of Florida named Elam. No, that gives me PTSD. F that. No.
Wasn't Elam in the XFL a couple of years ago?
Yeah. He was for the Washington.
He was bad.
This was during a time where the Ravens took all of these guys that I thought were draft crushes, and they all ended up being bust. It was oh, I can't believe they got that guy. And then he would end up being bad.
Yeah, that was right after the Super Bowl. We drafted him when we won the Super Bowl. That was the last pick of the first round. Go ahead.
No, I'm enjoying you guys. Listen, we should do more segments like this. I'm enjoying about reminiscing about the times you guys were all in last place in the division. So I'm having a lot of fun, and I don't mean to.
I know, because the Steelers. I don't think you guys have ever touched last place.
You guys know you guys know when it was the last time the Steelers were in dead last in the AFC. It wasn't called the AFC North. Literally, have never finished last in the AFC North. Back when it was called the AFC Central. Back in 1988, the last time my Steelers touched last place.
For the Steelers to be
By the way, ironically, the last time they were in last place, I think was the last time the Browns were in first place. But just to put a pin in the whole Philadelphia 2016 trade, you know what the Browns got out of that?
Yeah, that's what I was asking for.
Yeah, let me raise your hand when a player that you want it pops up. Corey Coleman, Sean Coleman, Cody Kessler, Ricardo Lewis, Derek Kendrick, Jordan Payton, Spencer Drango, and then we got 2 picks from the next year's draft, Jabril Peppers and Deshaun Kaiser. And when Jabril Peppers is the highlight of that trade, you'd have messed up. That is a terrible trade.
Hey, Peppers became Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah, and that worked out.
Okay, Autumn here says, shout out to you, thank you for the donation. I'm excited for the playouts, but I'm a draft studier, so bear with. The first round shoot, the Bengals go OTOI, inside alignment, edge, or corner. Who they?
I think for me, you definitely got to look at the offensive line, right? But I think after offensive line, corner. I think corner, honestly, it's probably not going to happen, but I know everybody in Cincinnati wants Sauce. If you got to trade up to get him, then I would do it. If he's there, then you got to make the move. But I think corner is definitely a underrated need, especially with them likely moving on from Trey Waynes next season.
Tanya, shout out to you. Thank you for the donation. Tony says, get used to it. Don't forget, we were deeply depleted.
Yeah.
You don't think we're gonna repeat this season again? We're going to see about that coming back with a vengeance.
There we go. Hey, how do you know someone's a Ravens fan? You know how you can tell? You don't have to do anything. Just wait. They'll tell you about all their injuries.
Hey.
By the way, yeah, y'all might be injured. We got a whole 8 months to jump on that booty. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a long game. The season don't start. Next season don't start till September, and y'all gonna be in last place till then. So
that's fine. I'm just warming up the spot.
Y'all got time for that? While y'all getting healthy, y'all can also still be in last place, Ranger fans.
Man, I was in some kind of Twitter spaces, and it was the state of the AFC North. And it was like
rebuild.
It was like Steelers fans and all of them, and like everybody was like, "Yeah, and we don't make excuses for injuries. Like we're not Ravens fans." They've been going in on y'all on that.
It's okay.
The hatred between those two fan bases
Okay.
is just something.
I'll let them.
Yeah.
I'll let them.
Correct.
It's cyclical. Remember,
Agreed.
everything is cyclical. Ray back here says, still trash talking. Coleman, best wide receiver in that draft. He had one of the best drops. So he can go 0-16 and a 4th down, and he also cried on TV.
I agree with Ray Rags. I like the Corey Coleman pick a lot.
Bro,
Like
remember when Corey Coleman was on Hard Knocks and he got cut? Well, he got traded for a 7th round pick in like 5 years. I don't think we've gotten that 7th round pick yet.
It was conditional. It was conditional.
Breaking news, guys. Breaking news.
Buffalo Bills.
Not AFC North related, but the Giants finally fired Joe Judge. They just did it. After they said that they weren't going to fire him, they just fired him.
Another coach. They're going for Flores. Actually, they're going for whoever Russell Wilson wants. Noah Stone here says Ravens need to draft D lineman, O line, and win the trenches, no blitz. I agree. What did you say, Q? Sorry.
No, I was like, I don't like that they're going after Russ. I need to stop that.
I was gonna say if they weren't gonna fire Joe Judge, I think they were gonna stop. They weren't gonna be able to get Russ without cleaning house in the front office.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I agree.
now it clears the path.
Wait, did they? Oh, because the GM retired, correct?
Dave Gettleman, he
retired.
Yeah. Retired. Yeah.
I like how they tried to clean that up.
He retired. Ray back here. At least none of us ran a QB sneak on 3rd and 9.
Yeah, I mean, we
that might have been a better
play
play call than some of the things the Ravens did on Sunday, but we'll get there. We will get there. Don't worry about it.
Luis Cousin here says, Tony, Chiefs Steelers is not even close.
Here we go.
Like 10 at least.
Here we go. Everybody mocking Chase Claypool last year, but now every Browns and Ravens fan turned into Chase Claypool this year. Y'all gonna get waxed by the Chiefs. The hell? Okay. Hey, listen. Enjoy watching the game on Sunday. When are you gonna watch? Hey, when are you gonna watch the Browns and Ravens again? Huh? Go play Madden, dog.
Okay.
Why am I catching strays? Why am I catching strays?
I need a favor for all of you AFC North. Whoever's watching live, whoever watched the replay, go find the Claypool clip. Right? The one that he's talking about the Browns getting clapped. Just cut that. You're going to get clapped by the Chiefs. If
Here
Tony
we go. Of course. Listen.
Please tweet that at Tony. I just won like 50 mentions.
It's already done.
20.
It's already done. It's already been happening. Listen, I got Browns and Ravens fans all up in my mentions and DMs. Oh, Ben's retirement party on Sunday. Okay. Cool. Hey, listen, get your Chiefs gear ready, Ravens fans, Browns fans, get your pom-poms out and cheer for the Chiefs and pray that they can do something your teams couldn't do this year, which is beat Ben Roethlisberger. You're welcome.
Shit. Well, I mean, he's got a point.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad. To be honest, I'm rooting for what is it?
I love Savage Tony. Especially
I
when
love
I don't have to
Savage
get
Tony.
Look, this is the perfect Tony playoff berth. Unexpected, undeserved, and unconfined, right? If they win, good.
House money.
Good.
Yeah.
If they lose,
house money.
Who cares? You got everything out this season you wanted.
That's exactly right. Whew. It's a good feeling. Feeling good. Feeling good. Look good, feel good. That's what they say.
Colton Carson here with a donation with Super Chat. Bengals versus Raider is a young QB first playoff game versus veteran QB coming from a Ravens fan. Young QBs don't do well. I'll be back next week, Mr. 525. To be honest, we'll talk about
putting your money in Derek Carr. That's what you're investing in.
He said Derek Carr.
Wait, I missed that. I missed that one. What did it say?
He said Derek Carr was a veteran. Like Derek Carr's not played in a playoff game.
No, he's not. No, because the last time it was.
He's never played.
He was injured. That's right.
Yeah. Connor Cook played in that playoff game. He has never played in a playoff game. So, like, I don't know what this is both of their first playoff game. Both Joe Burrow and Derek Carr. Derek Carr been in the league since what, 2014? Was he in it 2014? Yeah, it was in the same draft as Johnny Football. Shout out. Great draft, by the way. 2014 was for the Cleveland. But yeah, this is his first one. You know what I mean? Joe Burrow drafted a little bit earlier than that, but that's That was an
Yeah.
interesting one. That
Hey,
Well,
I'm
we'll
gonna say
talk about that
like
next week.
Tony said, man, go play Madden, dog. Go jump into practice mode and try to do something with Mr. 525.
I do think it's great irony that the two teams that were talking the absolute most, like me and Sonny were like, yeah, it's gonna be us, right? It's gonna be us fighting for the division.
not predicting.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be our division for the next 10 years. It's gonna be Baker and Lamar, and it is so not Baker and Lamar right now.
Yeah.
It is.
To be fair, I didn't say for next year. I just thought this year. I thought the Bengals were up and coming, but next year, not this year.
I mean, we've had a humbling couple of years here with the whole Browns and Ravens and their expectations. Like
that's fair.
It's been a humbling 3 years.
It's been fair. Adam, thank you for the super chat. Everyone's still rightfully trashing Chase. Who's
Which
trashing what?
Chase
like Chase McLaughlin?
It must be Chase.
Oh, Chase Claypool. Chase Claypool.
Okay.
Chase Claypool.
Oh,
Okay, so
Chase.
I thought they mentioned more Chase for a second. Yeah,
I was like, what?
There's
There's one good Chase in the division. I think there's one good Chase in the division. Every other Chase is trash.
Now
Chase, not trash. Chase
Claypool on Sunday redeemed himself a little bit. Had a couple nice plays there at the end, including a very nice block to get Najee going a little bit. But again, we will get there. We will get there
eventually.
We gotta determine the rules right now. Chase is Jamar Chase. Like if you refer to Jamar, Claypool is Chase because one has earned the top billing over the
That's
other.
right.
Yes.
This is like the AB thing from a week ago. Again,
no, it's not because one has a job and the other one doesn't. That's different.
Now, Autumn, I will say this. You said you're a draft junkie. DM me some favorite players because I'm pulling a list together of film that I had to watch.
For the Ravens, I would say Matt Corral, Kenny Pickett, Sam Howell, Malik Willis.
Going full Tony.
You guys might want to take
all.
Just a couple you guys want to look at.
I think you forget. I think you're saying the list for the Steelers.
Stetson Bennett is that an option? He could scoot. Is he
Stetson looked good.
He can scoot. He can scoot a little bit.
Chris Carson here says Steelers are getting. Oh, there you go, Tony. There you go.
Clapped.
Getting clapped. Okay, here we go. Get your pom-poms, Lewis. Hey, go get your Patrick Mahomes jersey.
No, sir, I want Ben to win as I hate the Chiefs, but 0% chance. There you go.
0%. Okay. I like my chances. You tell me 0%, I tell you I like those chances. 6% this week to make the playoffs.
Yo, someone mute.
It's going to be a long show. Gabe, it's going to be a long show.
Yolanda, shout out to you. Thank you for the donation. I'm just waiting for next week's stream when the Steelers are where they need to be at home. Okay.
Cool.
AJ Green, shout out to you. Tony beat the Chiefs so we can go to the Super Bowl. Who they? Oh, come on, you have faith you can beat the Chiefs again, AJ Green?
Scared. You know who's not scared of the Chiefs right now?
I'm not mad. I don't think anybody would be mad if anyone took out like the number 1 seed in the playoffs. I mean,
ain't no honor in how you get there.
Hey, Steelers aren't losing. Steelers are getting through. Number 1 seed's coming through right at you. We'll see in the AFC Championship game.
Forgot the Titans are a fake number 1 seed, by the way. I'm just gonna say that. Like,
I know. And imagine if the Steelers do beat the Chiefs. Guess who they get? Guaranteed they get Tennessee.
Yep. That is correct.
If the Steelers find a way to get to the damn conference championship game.
As long as we can keep it at where the Bengals have to play Derek Carr and then Ryan Tannehill next round, I'm good with that. As long as whatever happens that needs to happen to line that up, I'm good with that.
All I'm gonna say, if I get strung along here all the way until February because the Steelers don't want to die, I'm quitting the show. I am gonna retire before Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh man, that would be sad. That would be bad. Adam here says, I normally say Jamar and Chase. My bad. Ravens Nation here. Why do the Browns have pick 13 and the Ravens have pick 14 in the draft if we finish below the Browns in the Senate? It's a 3-way tie. No, it's a 3-way tie. So they do it by strength of schedule, I think it is.
Yeah, basically the Ravens had a harder schedule, but the same record. So their schedule, their finish is deemed better than the Browns, who had a slightly worse strength of schedule in the same record, whose 8-9 is deemed as worse. So therefore, we get the 13th pick.
If you check in the second round, the Ravens get a higher pick, and then I forgot who was tied with the Ravens and Browns, and then the Browns, and then it just keeps rotating.
But you know what, Ravens Nation, if you would have won more than one division game, you wouldn't. Well, you might be in the playoffs, but hey,
That's true.
that's a whole nother conversation. By the way, can we talk about the Ravens winning 1 out of 6 division games this year? I know one of them was against us, but damn. In a year where everybody got a sweep, right? Everybody got a sweep, except for the Ravens.
You know why everybody got a sweep? Because 2 of those teams swept us.
Yeah, everybody got their sweeps in. You know what I mean?
Hey, we got a couple sweeps in. Couple sweeps in.
The bottom teams. The bottom teams. Professor Chaos here says, Q, what are your thoughts on AB talking about Baker? Not Antonio.
I appreciate the clarification.
Yeah, I don't think Andrew Berry's gonna come out and say in January, boy, Baker can't come back because the floor is too low in a press conference. I think he's gonna ride the line there, which is, hey, we like Baker. We're hoping he comes back healthy. But I think they're a smart enough and savvy enough front office. Everybody wants to hire the Browns front office right now. If you look at the hiring cycles, that tells you that people respect what the Browns are doing. That tells me also that their internal evaluation has to be good enough to the point to where they have to understand that they have to find a way to upgrade the floor in that quarterback room and keep their options open, which means they might have to move Baker Mayfield if that becomes the move.
Ray right here says the Browns swapped the 7th from the Coleman trade 3 times. It's hard to figure out what it actually turned into for the Browns. I think
it's really not, though. It's really not hard to figure out what it's like because none of the players they drafted until 2017 were good. Like
you can figure it out by just looking at the roster and seeing that none of those guys are still around. So
right, like it led to no superstars. Right now, you had to fall into Myles Garrett to draft a good player during that stretch. So
yeah. I think when Tennessee traded with the Rams, they actually reloaded, right, and they became good during those years with those first-round picks.
Well, the Rams got Aaron Donald out of one of those deals, the RG3 one, right? They got Aaron Donald out of that deal. Yeah, you know what I mean? Where you draft so overrated. Who's drafting the picks? Oh, much underappreciated because that is everything. The Browns had 2 earlier picks that year in 2014. Didn't end up with Aaron Donald because they had an idiot drafting.
Octalog here says the Steelers are going to get destroyed. This is coming from a Bengals fan, so Tony can't be mad.
I think he made that up.
We did a thing 3 weeks ago, okay, where Ace asked us to rank the teams in the division, and 3 of the 4 of us agreed that the Steelers were the worst team in the division. We finished in 2nd place, winning record, and are in the playoffs. I don't want to hear about, they're going to get clipped. We're not supposed to be here, everyone. Hey, morons in chat. The Steelers aren't supposed to be here, okay? It was supposed to be the Ravens. It was supposed to be the Browns. Do I need to remind everyone in chat everything that's been said about the Steeler team all year long? Every person who got in here and said, Ben's washed, the Steelers are going to win 5 games this year. And guess what? On Sunday, you ain't watching the Browns. You ain't watching the Ravens. You're watching my Steelers. And the next time you'll watch your Browns Ravens will be in September. So either play Madden or get yourself a time machine, but get ready to watch my Steelers on Sunday.
By the way, Ben is still watched, so.
Hey, good job. Hey, good job with that. Good job, Ravens.
The team is better, though.
I would just like to put it on record officially. I was the one person that did not put the Steelers in the basement. I was the one person that actually said the Steelers could probably win 10 games this year. Now they ended up winning 9, equivalent to set 10 because they tied one. So 9.5, you rounded up 10. I was right about the Steelers. Honestly, if you look at the quarterback rankings, is Ben not the 2nd best quarterback in the division this year? If you flip it upside down, we were right about quarterbacks this year.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Flip it upside down. Our rankings weren't that bad.
Hey,
this
in the
year,
words of Omar from The Wire, if you come at the king, you best not miss.
Diddy here says Ravens and Steelers stay away from Sauce. Ooh,
Steelers won't draft them. They don't draft good corners in the first round.
Mr. Whisper here says, what is everyone's final thoughts on week 8? You will talk about that.
Greatest day of my life. Greatest.
Ray Rex here says it was a 2027. There you go.
Oh, that's crazy. I don't know what we got with that. Did we? Let me see.
Ravens. Noson says Ravens trade for Xavier and draft Kyle Hamilton. Xavier is a free agent, I think. So Yeah, if he's a free agent, I think
Can
the
we just
Ravens.
say that the Dolphins are a dumpster fire? Like, what are they doing? What is the plan? Like, literally,
No
what is
plan.
the plan?
No plan. No plan. They want to suck. I don't know. Tom Brooks here says after KC wins, Ben says I'm coming back. Who they?
Yeah, that's the worst. That's the last thing. That's the last thing Ravens and Browns fans want to hear is another year of having to lose to washed up noodle arm Ben Roethlisberger. Cannot wait. I hope he does come back just to sweep these two
I
teams
want
again.
him back.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh, I had a lot of fun the last 2 years watching him whoop up on your Ravens, Sonny. So let's run it back, please.
Please do. Ray Rex here says all we needed was a tie for this not to be happening on this show, but the Chargers just had to call the timeout for no damn reason. I agree.
Hold on. Let's not. There are other people who need to be held accountable for what happened with the Steelers because there was a number of things, right? The Ravens, first and foremost. What the hell happened? I thought you had Justin Tucker. All you had to do was get to like the 50. I thought that was a wrap. Was it? But nah, man. Y'all stuck it up. And then, good Lord, Carson Wentz. I don't ever want to hear anybody talk about Carson Wentz in a serious manner ever again. Like, I am overhearing Carson Wentz serious talk. Oh, Carson Wentz is going to do anything serious. Nah, man. Carson Wentz is Carson Wentz. He been Carson Wentz, and he going to do Carson. It's like telling me that Cliff Kingsbury is going to have a good second half of the season with Carson Wentz. Man, it's like one of those things.
Right about Kingsbury.
I wish I could have bet on it. It was like 8 years of history that told you he was going to do what he did.
The funny thing, I think Q has a thing about cursing franchise because he was like, you know what, I'm buying it on Kingsbury, right? But he did it that way, like the blue.
And I said when I said it, I was like, exactly when I say this, they're gonna start doing the Cliff. And that happened.
Oh,
my shot. Yeah, because he's very predictable. He's Cliff Kingsbury. Everybody buys in, but then he does the Cliff Kingsbury thing, baby. He done did this all his career.
Ravens Nation here says talking a lot of trash for beating our backup practice squad. We'll see you next year.
Here we go. You know, and here's the thing, Ravens fans. I would have some sympathy for you, but go back and watch our preseason prediction show and then our hot takes episode. This was after Gus Edwards went down. This was after J.K. Dobbins went down, and after Peters went down. And what did I say? I said the ceiling for this team right now is 10 wins, and they're probably not going to make the playoffs. And because the injuries were only going to get worse from that point. Did Ravens fans say to me, oh, you know, Tony, you're probably right. Like, this is really going to hurt. No, they all said, Tony, you're such a hater. This team is going to still win the division. You know, we got our injuries out early. Okay, so don't come to me today, okay, and say, oh, Tony, but the injuries. When at the beginning of the season, people were trying to tell you, yeah, you know, Marcus Peters not coming back is bad, and Gus Edwards not coming back is bad, and J.K. Dobbins not coming back, that's bad, because these things are going to continue to pile up on you. No, sorry, Ravens fans, I have absolutely no sympathy for you because of how irrational you were earlier this year.
Ooh. To be fair, Raven fans, I don't think it has to do with the irrationality. I just think he doesn't like Raven fans.
That's fair. I'm just letting you If we get a comparison video of Q off season versus now, my dude has been humble.
Oh, did Ace already put that up?
I think already put one of those together.
Look, man, this is like Lamar Jackson in 2019 with me. I done had this happen to me before. I was like, oh, Lamar's trash. Kyler Murray's better. He can't throw the ball. And then Lamar, made me look stupid. Look, I got one every year in me where I could be right on a bunch of things. I could also be wrong, right? Last year, Steelers 6-10, dead set on it. What they do, 11-5. I have one every year. I wonder what mine is next year. I'm hoping that I get the benefit of the doubt, and it's like, hey, I think Baker's going to be absolutely garbage, and he turns out to be good, because at least I will benefit from me being incredibly wrong.
Can you imagine if that happens, and then they give him 10 years, $500 million, and then he goes back to being bad?
The only way he gets 10 years, $500 million is he win the Super Bowl. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, have been through so much with these damn Browns. You win the Super Bowl, I don't care if we go 1-15 for the rest of my life. I'll just be happy we got the one. I don't know if we're going to get it.
There was someone here says, Ben is not even 40 and looks dead. I'm like,
I think Tony's on mute.
Yeah.
You know what he looks like? Sorry, I muted myself. You know what he looks like, Nova Stone? Looks like a playoff quarterback to me, dog. Looks like a playoff quarterback.
Anyway, he says, most of Baker's career money will come from commercials, not contract. He's a backup.
Hey, Sonny, we got to pay some bills here in a second.
Yeah. Well, I
Oh,
would
you know
say
what?
this.
Go with the
Yeah,
sponsor.
all right. Heel Tony's gonna. I'm gonna take a break from Heel Tony for a second, so I can read this ad.
No.
All right.
Keep the glasses
Let's
on
tell
when
you-
you
let's
talk
tell you
about
about-
these
Let me
balls.
tell you about our friends over at Manscaped. Cheers to 2022 and resolutions you can actually keep. How about having clean and shiny balls all year round? Our sponsors at Manscaped are here to save your balls this year and make the ball drop into 2022 the cleanest and sexiest ever. Set your first New Year's resolution with good intentions and join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with our exclusive offer. Go to manscaped.com and use promo code AFC North Talk. That's AFC North Talk, all one word, for 20% off and free shipping. It's new year, new me with the global leaders in below the waist grooming. This year, take your package to the next level with their Performance Package 4.0 and brand new ultra premium body wash. Inside this Performance Package 4.0, you'll find the signature Lawnmower 4.0. This electric trimmer is designed to trim hair on loose skin. The advanced skin-safe technology reduces nicks and cuts on your delicate nuts. A grooming routine isn't complete without applying the Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver before showing off your 2022 self. These liquid formulations take care of the smelliest parts of your body and are a big boost to your confidence into the new year. To complete the set, Manscaped threw in their Shed travel bag and anti-chafing boxer briefs as free gifts to keep all your goodies stored comfortably. And the new product needs no introduction. Ultra premium body wash from Manscaped solves all three for the perfect addition to your daily grooming routine, but in the shower. I shower every day. Hopefully you do too. This body wash smells great. It's cologne infused with aloe vera and sea salt to keep your skin feeling clean, nice, and more moisturized. So whether your resolution is to work out more or travel to new places, be sure to travel to manscaped.com for our exclusive offer, 20% off and free shipping, but you got to use our promo code AFC North Talk. That's AFC North Talk, all one word.
It's in
And
the
now back
description below.
to Heel Tony.
So Rob Jensen here says, Tony, is this the most satisfying end of the Steelers season in several years? Even if they lose Sunday, lower expectation and several fun moments.
This is going into a casino and they hand you $500 and you're just free money. I mean, it's a free money ride. I mean, this is absolutely no expectations for this team. We were not supposed to be here. So whatever happens, happens. I'm here and I'm ready. I'm ready for anything.
Ravens Nation here. You don't speak for all of us. I pick us to go 9-8 after the injuries. A couple of loud toxic fans don't speak of all of us. I will say this about the Ravens.
You've seen the super chats today.
Yeah, I will say this. Before Lamar got hurt, the Ravens were on pace to go at least 10 or 11 games. Yeah, so I mean, it was unfortunate. The record ends to be whatever the record ends. I'm just saying they had the opportunity, but I get it.
Hey man, you lose 6 in a row at the end of the year, you're gonna get clowned. That's just the rules of the game.
It's okay.
Wasn't a lot of sympathy for my Steelers last year. After Bud went down and Devin Bush went down, the Steelers had a bunch of injuries at the end of last year. I don't remember people at the end of last year going, "Oh, but the Steelers injuries." I don't remember that.
Nah,
but that's neither here nor there. We'll keep going. Onward and upward.
Look, Michael Sexton, congrats, Tony. But who they? Love the show, guys. Thank you, man.
Appreciate that, Michael. And by the way, congratulations to the Bengals on a well-earned AFC North Division crown. We'll see in late January.
Joseph here.
By the way, remember after the Browns and Chiefs game, every single player was like, "We're gonna see him in January." After the game, talking to each other. Yeah, I don't think we're seeing the Chiefs.
Never that easy. It's never that easy.
The Miami Joseph here says the Miami is a better organization, and Burrow should pull an Eli. Crowd looking really bad now. Shock the org. Who burns QBs are doing it to Tua.
One of the times I was right. See, look, I bet 50-50 on these things. Look, I am as wrong as I am right on things. But I remember when that was coming out, I defended the Bengals on that. There is a video about that on my channel from 2 years ago. Bengal fans, see, y'all need to show me love again. Y'all need to appreciate me.
Was anybody and I just cannot remember thinking that Tua was better than Burrow at any point. 'Cause I
No,
thought-
nobody thought
No,
that.
no,
But
no, no.
everybody was saying that Joe Burrow would get ruined by Cincinnati, and I thought that Cincinnati
Wow.
wasn't that bad of a franchise that they would
No.
ruin Joe Burrow.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's stuff that's reserved for like when Cleveland was like 0-16 and drafting people. Like, okay, I get that take, but like, you know.
A take that I got killed some years ago on Twitter was when I said pre-draft that John Moran was gonna be better than Zion. I mean, they're still very young, but my problem with Zion was I was like, I don't know if this kid can just sustain this
That boy
body.
doing the James Harden this year, right? He look like he's trying to eat his way out of New Orleans. Like,
But you said it. New Orleans was not the best place for him to get drafted.
oh yeah, dude would like come on, man. Like I suffer from the same issues as Zion does. I have a strong appetite and not the greatest metabolism in the world to fight off that appetite. It is very hazy for me to get very big. And I know there are certain places in this country in which I cannot live. In New Orleans, Louisiana, I can't even visit that if I'm trying to lose weight. That's just ridiculous. Everything in New Orleans make you gain a pound. Gumbo, boudin. My family's from down there. I know it is very fattening, very delicious food with a ton of rice. Like, oh, and it's spicy too. See, you're making me hungry. Let's just.
Luis Cousin here says this will be the fourth straight playoff L for Pittsburgh.
Here we go. Lewis, listen. Lewis, I need you to DM me at Steeler Country on Twitter. I think this is like your third or fourth super chat of the night. I'm gonna personally refund you this money so we can get you some Chiefs gear for Sunday, okay? Because you definitely need some. You definitely need some, dog.
I think Luis is a Browns fan, if I'm not mistaken. No, so here says
he?
Brady in
Shocker.
Yeah,
Shocker.
I think so.
Wait. Let's not put that on us because I've never seen him around.
Yeah, no. He's super chat here before. Louis.
No,
Yeah.
that's a Raven fan, dog. That's one of your dudes. That's
No.
I like that either if you want to claim him. Exactly. Exactly.
No, he's a cool dude. No. Look, I
he's
think
cool,
I'm
but
not mistaken.
he don't be
is
on my
from
streams.
El Salvador, I think, or Nicaragua. I think he DM'd me before talking Spanish, so. And I think
That's you. He's a Raven fan. What you mean? He DM'd you. He's
Louis.
never DM'd me.
Wait.
That's your boy.
Wait.
That is your boy.
Please at me here in the live chat if you can, and just say I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't care if he's a Ravens fan, but
That sounds like Raven fans. Look, Browns fans ain't really that salty about this. Well, we're salty. We're definitely. I'm not gonna lie. But we got more going on with our dysfunction that we're not really focused on. Like, oh, I hope the Steelers get clapped. Like, we're debating the merits of Baker Mayfield right now. We got bigger things going on right now. You know what I mean? Raven fans ain't got nothing to do but wait because they just waiting on people to get back. So they got nothing but salt to sit on. You know what I mean? And they've been sitting on a lot of salt because remember after them Bengal games, all them salty DMs that we got from Raven fans, it's been a very, very salty year. You might need to test the fan base for type 2 diabetes because they might have it.
Nova's still here. Brady in playoffs and about to win Super Bowl, going to 50 plus. That would be crazy.
Overrated.
That would be crazy. Ooh,
you know what?
Drew
Brees is better than Tom Brady. If Drew Brees were in New England, he would have had 12 Super Bowls. If Peyton Manning were in New England, he would have had 20. You know who wouldn't have lost in 07? Drew Brees. A real quarterback. You know what I mean? A real baller. Drew Brees did that without the greatest head coach of all time. He did it with the second greatest head coach of all time. What are you going to do with the first? Drew Brees, greatest quarterback of all time.
He can double the Super Bowl, right? He got one. Maybe he'll go on two.
Yeah.
New Mexico here says, why do Cowboys fans think we have a terrible division when their division is awful? AFC North is going to be a scary division next year.
To be fair, it was a terrible division this year. The Steelers made the playoffs because of it.
You're welcome.
But there was look, let me see.
No. We were terrible. We were a terrible division.
You're muted, Ace. If you're talking, you're muted.
Let's not forget how bad that Cowboys division was last year. We all beat up on them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They're bad, but you know what I mean. We weren't great this year.
And David here, shout out to you for the donation. If each of your teams were to make it into the Super Bowl in any given year, which NFC franchise would you most enjoy beating to win it? I would love to see Mike Brown have one over Jerry Jones. Cowboys for sure for me.
49ers. I think it's pretty obvious, Bengals fans, that it would be the 49ers for us.
So for me, the Steelers 0-1 to the Packers. They had that game. If Mendenhall never fumble, if Mendenhall doesn't fumble, they win that football game easily. Steelers Cowboys. Obviously, that is a huge rivalry. It's been in multiple Super Bowls with that one. I think 3 Super Bowls with that one. So that would be fun to watch again. They owe them for 95. And then the other one that I've always wanted to see. 1994. People forget the Steelers were a play away from playing in that Super Bowl in 94, and I was 9 years old. I was ready to watch Steelers 49ers. So I think Niners would be another one. And then I think Tom Brady. Obviously, I think the Steelers, every Steeler fan still has the dream of beating Tom Brady in a big game. So I'd love to see that as well.
Q, any more for you?
I've never even thought about it.
Me neither, but I'm just guessing the Cowboys. I just like the Cowboys. So
Yeah, I mean, I've never gotten to the point to where I have the luxury of being like, man, when we get to the Super Bowl, I really would like to beat this franchise. It could be the Lions in there. I know Browns went, oh, we love the Lions too. Nah, man, I don't care who it is. They getting murdered. They got to. When the Cubs broke it, they broke it against us. Just another miserable franchise. It's gonna be something like that. It's gonna be like the Lions. It's gonna be like Minnesota or something. It's gonna be a franchise that doesn't deserve to be dunked on. Who's a franchise? Who's the Steelers of the NFC? They don't really have one, right? Where they have this history and an annoying fan base. You know what I mean?
Cowboys.
Annoying fan base.
Cowboys are an annoying fan base, but it ain't like
Cowboys.
they've won that much in recent history. They're more about memes than anything. Like the Cowboys choke all the time. That's not fun beating them. They always choke.
Packers-ish.
Packers choke all the time. They always choke at home in the playoffs. The Niners be choking too. It's just there's no NFC team that's that
Cowboys are the closest.
Yeah,
The Steelers.
Cowboys are the closest. Anime here says, do you guys think Ward will get a new contract in Cleveland? I think so, but Q, what do you
No
think?
doubt. No doubt.
There's no reason not to give him one.
Or do you think Ward could be used in a trade package for a quarterback? I don't know. It could happen.
Tough because corner is such an important position right now.
And hard to find.
Browns have 5 corners.
Okay.
Well, good corners. They could reach back and get it.
Hey, listen. Here's what happens when you start talking about how deep your secondary is. By the time we get to November, you're going, what injuries? So be careful.
Here's what I'm saying. We went all the way to November, January. The secondary was better at the end of the year than it was at the beginning of the year, and it's not like they got healthier. AJ Green played well. Greedy Williams is okay as a second option there. Greg Newsome is a pretty good corner there. MJ Stewart stepped up, played some pretty big minutes against some pretty big competition. No, they have a lot of talent at that cornerback room. I think one of them could be expendable. And again, I think Denzel Ward would be an appealing piece to throw in a trade if you're trying to upgrade the quarterback position. Also, you would have to offset that money a little bit because the 5th-year option on him and Baker Mayfield is going to be $45 million combined or something crazy like that. $35 million combined or something crazy like that. Yeah, not really trying to do that.
Okay. AFC North fans are toxic. And please, I love it here.
That's showing there.
Hey,
your marching band, the North Carolina A&T marching band is still terrible.
Wow.
I brought back that beef.
You did it.
Wow. Unprovoked.
I'm provoked. Unsolicited.
Hey, the March 100 is good over here.
Tony.
I saw Jackson State's marching band in person. They were better than North Carolina A&T. I'm just gonna say it.
Woo.
Tony, shouldn't you thank the Colts just as much as for losing to the Clowns?
I don't need to thank them. They did exactly what Carson Wentz and the Colts do, man. I mean listen, they hadn't won since 2014. Colts did a Colts. Wentz did a Wentz.
I know that they wore clown makeup, but gimmick infringement. You do not call another franchise the clown in front of me, okay? What are you doing? Browns had nothing to do. Browns had nothing to do with that. We won our game. It was as meaningless as possible. It didn't mean anything either way, but we won our game. The Ravens did it, and we still pick ahead of them in the draft. So,
Heel Tony versus Ric Flair. You in a promo of who wins.
Boy, if the Steelers would have snuck in and the Browns would have stole that playoff spot, you know what I mean?
Goodness.
That would have been one hell of an AFC North talk. But see what the Bengals being good has robbed us of.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jamar Chase. Thank you, Joe Burrow. Way to ruin the podcast.
Look, Luis. Look, yeah, Honduras. My bad. I think I said Salvador. Honduras here. Bounce hands for life.
All right,
There you
man.
go,
I'll
Keith.
defend you next time.
But he's
Luis.
gonna.
I'll
But
defend
listen,
you.
he's gonna cameo as a Chiefs fan on Sunday. I'll tell you that.
I'm salty with Tony today.
Yeah.
A lot of us needed to get tested, Q, because there was Huntley over Lamar plague sweeping the fandom, and sometimes I felt I was the only one vaccinated.
People
Yeah,
went too
man.
far with it.
I
It went too far.
It was a fun meme.
Yeah,
but
there was like a legitimate take of like a healthy Huntley is better than a hurt Lamar, but then it was like, no, Huntley's just better than Lamar straight up. And I was like, okay, well, I don't know.
I mean, there were people saying that we should trade
There-
Lamar and keep Huntley.
Yeah,
Like the amount of people I hear casually just say Malik Willis is like the next Lamar Jackson, when Lamar Jackson's a former MVP and Malik Willis is somebody who has no good Power 5 tape is ridiculous. Like Lamar was like a Heisman Trophy winner in college. He was like a dude. Malik Willis is a guy who's like off here, like mainly off the prospect, stuff. He didn't really do much in college. But the ideal that like people just think, hey man, he could run a little bit, that's the next Lamar, is wild to me.
I think it was that people were looking at it because you're gonna have to pay Lamar $50 or 60 million a year. And at the time, Huntley was playing solid, so it was like, is he worth 60 million more than Lamar? And I think it was a legit argument. But I always said that you had to see the rest of the games and how that played out before you made that decision. And obviously, it went downhill after that.
Well, and it's like, one, it doesn't matter how much you pay Lamar, because let's be honest about it. We're laughing at the Ravens right now, right? It's all jokes aside. They were 8-3 before
well, the Browns are
hurt.
catching some strays too, but
the Browns. Yeah, okay, but we know the Browns are gonna catch strays. We have no quarterback right now. Like we're catching strays.
Neither do the Ravens, but we're not gonna go there yet.
But the Ravens were legitimately 8-3 with all this chaos going on until Lamar Jackson got hurt, and then they lost 6 straight. So anybody who thinks Lamar can be easily replaced, the 0-6 stretch has proven that one to be wrong, because they had more injuries, but man, they were going through it when Lamar was out there just willing wins out of his butt, not even playing well. You know what I mean? So we'll see what he does when he plays well next year, more than likely.
Look, this is provoked by Q here. Drew Brees / Peyton Manning trample versus Brady.
When Brady and Manning last played, who won that game? Nova. Who
Be
won
honest,
that game last time Manning and Brady played?
Nova Stone, I don't want to hear nothing about no damn Tom Brady till he beat Eli Manning. He ain't never beat Eli Manning in a meaningful game. Ain't never. How are you supposed to be the greatest quarterback of all time and the second fiddle dude on the Madden cast is the guy that's your kryptonite? Like Eli Manning.
He hasn't beat Foles recently either, because I think Foles beat him when he was in Chicago.
You know how you beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl? You have a mediocre quarterback in there. So you know what? Watch out, Bucks, because if Tennessee gets in there, if Derek Carr gets in there, if Pittsburgh gets in there, they're gonna be in trouble. I'm sorry, Bengal fans, but Joe Burrow might be too good to beat the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl this year.
Here, play on the review said we love
about Ben. Hey, Ben's just good enough. I like Ben. Ben's
just bad enough to beat him. You know what I mean? Ben's
watch out.
A few years ago he couldn't do it, but now he's just like when Ben was good, he couldn't beat Tom Brady. But now Ben's bad enough that he could beat Tom Brady. You know what I mean? All you got to be is bad, and you could beat Tom Brady.
Joe here says wild year in the AFC North, and next year will be interesting too. This offseason gonna be wild, right? And if you haven't been subscribed to this channel, please do, because the offseason here gets fun and controversial. And we fight for no good reason, but it is fun.
Good reason.
Hey, it's already the off season for some people. So
that is true. That is true. Playing the review here says, where did that violence come from?
He killed him with
That's
true.
That you need to apologize. Actually, I mean, come on.
I don't know, man.
Aggie, right?
Just having way too much fun. You know what I mean? You know when you hate it. You know when everybody else having fun at the club and you not. And
That's
you're
right.
Like, I need to knock somebody drink over. Like, you know what I mean?
Hugh's got too much heel in him to let it simmer.
I had to kick somebody in the balls. You know what I mean? I had to get DQ. Somebody had to be there. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing personal. Yeah, I got to keep up appearances. You know what I mean? I can't have Bengal fans like me, so I gotta get my low blow in there, just so we can keep up the status quo.
David Gaspar here says you guys should have a watch party for one of the wildcard games. Well, Ace won't have it because Ace will
Yeah, I'm
be
gonna
there
be
live.
at the game.
And I will
I think
also be at
Tony's
the
gonna
game.
be at the game. Yeah, Tony's gonna be at the game too.
I will also
gonna be
be
at
in
the
Kansas
Chiefs
City.
game?
Yeah.
You
So
are?
I'll tell you
Serious?
what, though. I know, David. I hope you're not. I hope you're I hope you're not a Steelers or Bengals fan, because listen, what needs to happen is all these pom holding Chiefs fans. You guys all do it. How about you all do a watch party together and cheer for your new favorite team, your new favorite quarterback? Oh, go Patty Mahomes! Let's do it. Oh, I hope they can beat Big Ben.
Me and you
I want to watch.
Sonny,
I will
so
watch that stream. I will watch that stream, boys.
So you're saying me and Sonny need to stream
Green light. Hey, we might. Tony, do you think we beat the Chiefs Sunday night?
I'll say this. Ben Roethlisberger going up against a team, a much better team that whooped on him in the regular season, going on the road in the playoffs to beat a team with the best quarterback in football. Never been done before, right? Certainly didn't happen in 2005. Couldn't happen again, could it?
Annie says, is Baker getting at home commercial where he's packing up and moving out? That would be hilarious. That would be the commercial. Akila here says, Ace, meeting about Midwest Barbecue Thursday.
I'm not gonna be in town on Thursday. It probably won't be until Friday, and I don't know if we'll even have enough time. I'm gonna be traveling with the family, so I'll definitely stop by Midwest Best Barbecue for sure. Got to get some brisket fries and stuff like that. But no meetup as of now.
Noah Stone here says,
real quick, what's the weather going to be like in Cincinnati?
It's supposed to be like snow and freezing or something like that.
Fake win for Cincy, huh? Ravens.
Two Florida guys traveling to cold weather playoff games. It's gonna be,
It's gonna be a good time.
Noah Stone here says Ravens should have got Brady after 2019, traded Lamar.
Still time to do the second one.
And a serious note, why is KC versus Pitt on Sunday night? Just based off a game they already played. The Chiefs beat them down. Yeah, because of two franchises that had pulled a lot of viewers.
Yeah, it's called two Hall of Fame quarterbacks playing against one another in the playoffs. Once again, not some you Ravens and Browns fans know a whole lot about.
Okay.
Joe Flacco not a Hall of Famer? We're gonna disrespect Joe Flacco like that?
Let's talk about the game between Browns and Bengals. Let's start with that one.
Anything we could do to avoid talking about I got it.
Because I think it should be quick. I think it should be quick. I didn't watch the game. Tony, did you watch the game? Okay. So I'm gonna deflect here to Mr. Ace and Q.
I watched the game, but I don't know how much I took away from it, to be honest with you. It was kind of just background noise during the stream. But yeah, man, look, they won the game. That's cool. Dearness Johnson is really good. He's going to be a legit good running back for somebody. Hopefully the Browns could bring him back. But it's probably not going to happen there. I like him a lot. Case Keenum, I hope that was his last game in First Energy Stadium. I really do. You know what I mean? I know there's some Case Keenum fans out there. You can go cheer for Case Keenum wherever he ends up next, because I don't want him to be the backup quarterback on the team next year. Donovan Peoples-Jones has problems, man. He has real problems. Problems to the point to where I don't think he can be a number one receiver. Because he just does too much dumb stuff, and I don't think he's going to grow out of that dumb stuff. He's in that Chase Claypool area where it's just like, okay, he does too much stupid to trust. And especially with the punt returns. The Browns special teams is abysmal. They have had 2 onside kick recoveries. They have fumbled both of them. Just tremendous stuff there. The defense is good. The offense, it was carried by the run game, which is pretty much what we expected. If Baker comes back next year, it's what we're going to expect from next year too. Nothing really changed, my opinion, about a single thing with that Browns game. I'm happy they won just because 8-9 does look significantly better than 7-10. 7-10 feels really wrong. 8-9, hey man, we had injuries, right? You can just play but you know, I mean, it's going to be the most important thing about this game is going to be the offseason and how they react to everything that happened. And, you know, I've talked about it multiple times, what the Browns are going to do to address the floor in the quarterback room, because, you know, whether you're a Baker fan or not, that floor is too low to bring back as is. Just absolutely way too low to have any expectations of anything.
Ace, what do you thought about this game, if any?
I think, like Quincy said, man, once we turned it on, it was kind of hard to like really pay attention to that game because there were so many things that were going on. Like you talk about the Jags game and stuff like that. So at one point in the game, I'm like looking at the other games, and I actually thought Week 18 was actually pretty fun because you didn't know who from the AFC was going to make it, and so you're like, you almost really wanted to put on Red Zone, and I think at one point I put on Red Zone just to figure out, like, doing all of the math. Okay, are we playing the Patriots? Are we playing the Raiders? Like, the Raiders weren't even – I wasn't even thinking about the Raiders at first. It was like Patriots, Colts. All right, now it's not the Colts, so who is it? And you're trying to do all of this 40 chess math to try to figure out who you're going to play. But I will say this. I think that the Browns definitely didn't lay down. They came out and they were like, you know, we don't care if it's Week 18 or not. You know, we're not just going to fold it up and just pack it in and head out. And I think for the Bengals, you know, we did see some of the pieces of the roster that you kind of wanted to see. You got to kind of see Chris Evans. You got to kind of see some of those other guys in there. But the one thing that scared me was when Mike Hilton gets the interception and falls down, and it's looking like he's done something, like hurt something. And I'm just like, look, get anybody that can be a starter out of the game now. So it was actually,
I was shocked they had Jamar Chase in there after he got the record on that.
Yeah. So I actually found out what they were doing. So he got Ocho's record, but the record for all time, apparently, I think pre-Super Bowl era or something like that, was still out there. And so he was actually trying to get that. And once they did that play to him and he didn't get it, Zach Taylor was just like, nah, we're sorry, dog. You can't get the all-time record. You just going to have to settle for this right here. So that's why they
you've had a good enough year, Jamar Chase. You really have.
But yeah, I mean, no thoughts on it. Just respect to the Browns for not you know, packing it in Week 18, because there's some teams, like, if there's nothing on the line, they would easily just be like, all right, whatever, we're not going to do that. So respect to them for actually trying to show up and do something there.
Shout out to Greedy Williams, because Greedy Williams absolutely packed it in that game.
We're going to go the other way. My dog.
Oh, your dog, Greedy Williams?
Yeah.
Greedy Williams was out there. Like, you remember how when we watched Greedy Williams tape at LSU, we were like, man, he just did not tackle his last year at LSU. He has been a pretty solid tackler in the league so far throughout his career. But this game, that Greedy Williams came back, man. There was one play where he caught somebody one-on-one on the screen and just tagged him like it was two-hand touch and then just let the man run past. It was like, oh, Greedy's back at LSU today.
I still believe.
Oh, Greedy's good. It's just if Greedy ain't got nothing to play for, Greedy ain't going to go out there. That's one thing about Greedy. Greedy will give you the effort that is necessary for that game.
Oh, that was on tape at LSU too. He was definitely like, he's definitely taking some plays off, and he definitely did not give one iota of a shit in the run defense. So
if Greedy had more cachet and were a better player, he would have been like, my ankle hurt, I'm not playing. Like that's definitely Greedy's. Greedy is not, I'm out here to live every down. He is not one of those players.
Ground Zero here says, am I the only Bengals fan that wants the Steelers to win as long as we are? That will lead us to the conference champion in the jungle as well.
I was actually a Steelers fan on Sunday because, I would. I mean, nothing against the Steelers, but when you're talking about the Chargers and I think who else was it? It was the Chargers and someone else, the Colts. I was worried about having to play those two teams, so I wanted the Steelers to get in to keep the Chargers, mainly the Chargers. I mean, the Colts I wasn't worried about with Carson Wentz. But I think, like, if you're a Bengals fan, would you want the Steelers to beat the Chiefs? Hell yeah, you would want that. Why wouldn't you want that? I mean, now that's not to say that they're going to end up meeting in the championship on either side. But I do think that Bengals fans were not – well, I mean, there were some Bengals fans hoping that they got kicked out. But, I mean, me personally – I was willing to let them come in, especially if you're talking about Justin Herbert versus Ben right now. you guys know what I said in the offseason before this. I would definitely like to face a Steelers team versus a Chargers team later in the playoffs.
Real easy to beat a team 3 times in a season. We'll see you in late January.
David Gaspar here says,
Hey,
"Oh,
if the
Browns."
Steelers win against the Chiefs, could it happen? I mean,
I don't. So this is the thing. Everybody's just sitting here writing off the Steelers, and I think that's a dangerous thing to do.
Defensive lines can really affect.
That's a dangerous thing to do. That's a dangerous. I think they definitely have a shot in that game. I'll just put it out there. I don't think that. I think this year has taught us that anyone has a chance. I mean, the Jags just blew out the Colts. Who saw that coming?
Well,
so I think it's a chance. Anything is possible. Especially
First of all, I don't like you comparing my team to the Jaguars, but I understand what you're saying, kids. Number one.
I think it's a perfect comparison.
Yeah, okay. Well, you lost to the Jaguars then. Congratulations. Twice.
Yeah.
Once with Lamar.
Hey, Tony.
Why did you walk into that, Sonny?
No. All that would
If only Lamar could complete an easy throw in the flat to Mark Andrews. By the way, all the injury talk about the Ravens, and then if only Lamar could complete an easy pass in the flat to Mark Andrews, they could have won. They could have won in Hines. But nope. But hey, injuries. Hey, don't forget injuries. Say eye on the prize. Injuries. Sorry, I interrupted.
I can't wait for next season.
I love this.
Maybe more of this.
David,
This is gonna be a problem, but look, this is like the meme where it's like, hey, this is gonna be like a problem next year that we all know once they get healthy. But until then,
No, watch out, Tony. You might get the red dots on you. You might get the red dots. You might get the arm shot.
Ben Roethlisberger's never lost to Lamar. I'm healthy Lamar. Hurt. I don't care who it is. Lamar with IBS, without IBS. Listen, I'll take whichever Lamar we can get. He has never beaten Ben Roethlisberger, and he never will.
Oh man, I'm a Browns fan, and I really hope that you guys give KC a big booty beat down. Curse.
You can't call out the curse.
Get that kid some pom poms. Get him his pom poms for Sunday. Let's go, oh boy.
Baker was at the game, no sling on the sideline, trying to save his job, looking for pity.
See, this is the part I don't
whenever
understand.
Baker's hurt, he's never with the sling for whatever reason. This is like the second game he's missed.
This is what I don't understand about the Baker thing. I know we're going to derail a little bit on the Baker talk again, but he did essentially quit on the team by saying, look, I'm going to talk to my agent and my family about whether or not to play. And that's why I don't understand this whole Browns, oh, we're going to bring him back. And I understand, there's not a whole lot of a choice for them because they opted into the 5th year. But the for me, it's no longer about talent level. That talent level is not only the only problem for Baker. You have a guy who has he lost the locker room? Is there a schism between him and the coach? And does he even want to be there anymore? I think are all questions that need to be answered this offseason.
I'm trying to think. There was a quarterback. There was a team that opted into the 5th year for a quarterback, and they got somebody else, and they just cut him. I forgot who. Was it Winston with Brady?
They didn't opt into that 5th year with Jameis stuff.
No.
No, if you get the 5th, the streak with the 5th year has been every 5th year guy in the last few years has gotten extended.
Yeah.
I wonder who it was. I feel like whatever. Ben here says, shout out to you. My Spidey senses still doesn't acknowledge the Steelers as a threat. Migos shirt.
Oh yeah,
and all year. This Steeler team can't make the playoffs. Come on, it's impossible. This Steeler team's gonna make the playoffs. No way.
Are the Pittsburgh Steelers this year the why not us Seahawks?
They are absolutely.
They're the 7-9.
Nobody
Seahawks.
believes in us.
Remember
we saw Tomlin
the
dancing?
Beast Quake?
When we saw Tomlin dancing to walk in your trap, take over your trap. That's when it was. I'm surprised Tony didn't come in playing the music.
I saw that.
I had a lot of different potential things to do today.
I saw that clip and I was like, oh yeah, see, I need the Steelers to get out of the playoffs. That's when I started cheering for ties. And then
here we go. Yeah, cheer for a
tie.
tie.
I took too many L's on the ties that I'm just like, I'm just not even going to actively root for Kansas City because I feel like that might hurt their chances. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, so you think Zach planned on losing to try matching up versus Tennessee in the second round? Might be best path to Super Bowl against LV and Tennessee?
I don't think I don't know if he exactly planned on losing because there were so many variables, especially with that AFC. But I think he was comfortable, whether it was the 2 seed through the 4 seed. I think he was comfortable with that. Didn't want to take the risk of Burrow being out there getting injured or any of the starters. And you got to think of that, right? Like the Raiders and some other teams actually put their starters out there and kind of put them at risk. So I think that he was comfortable with however the chips fell.
By the way, let me read the super chat. Chad Henne will be playing in the third quarter and no Mahomes not injured. I will say this.
My God.
I will say this.
That is so disrespectful.
Keep that energy. I love it. I love it all week.
I will say this.
Keep it up.
Why are we disrespecting Chad Henne?
So you guys know,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
fans out here know, if you guys do this and the Steelers end up winning,
oh my gosh,
this is gonna be like calm Tony compared to Tony
Forever.
You guys are building up a monster.
Yeah, you're setting him up.
Okay,
To be fair, what I was gonna say is very different. Because I mean, shout out to the Steelers again. I think they deserve to make the playoffs. They made the playoffs, but the love the super chat gave to Ace, rightfully so, for winning the division, and the hate that Tony's getting this week. It's
Inject it directly in. I love it.
To see Q going from the sly, I don't know what that means. Smirk.
It's nice
F
to
out of
see.
here.
Yeah. No, he gave to Ace every time Ace would hype us up to giving us our due props. He put the Eric in.
That's a good line. That's actually a good line.
That's a good one. By the way, if the Steelers win this, I know this energy because this is the same energy the Browns had going into the playoff game, right? Where the Steelers own the Browns, and they got the coach. They had COVID. Oh yeah, the Browns gonna get blown out. They're gonna get clapped. They lost. They only beat the backups by 2. All of this stuff sounds very familiar, and this is what led me to dress up in a suit. Okay,
Yeah, I remember that.
to talk shit for 25 minutes in a row.
Yeah,
After that game. So I'm just letting y'all know you're building a monster that
You
we
are.
can no longer contain.
I
We
might
talked
just take
about
that
this
day
being
off.
the all Bengal podcast after the Chiefs game when the Bengals won. You might have the Tony going full Tony all day, all access.
Yeah.
AFC North talk edition. It's gonna be
Forever.
Thanks for all the content this year, guys. Rooting for the Steelers Bengals AFC Championship game. I want to
If the
watch
Bengals make it,
them bend off into the sunset. Today.
Tony said, if the Bengals can make it.
Yeah.
what?
New Mexico here says, keep it real. Is hosting a watch party Steelers at Chiefs game. I'm trying to get to the end of this. As a Ravens fan, the real pain of Sunday's game is I have to watch the Orioles till September now.
They still got that?
Nah, you could go be a Chiefs fan like all your friends.
I didn't know the Orioles still played.
They haven't been playing now, but yeah, they will be playing for another last place.
No, I didn't know that was an active MLB franchise. I forgot all about the Baltimore Orioles. I did.
That's a beautiful ballpark, by the way. The Colts.
It is, but like, who plays in it?
Yeah, it's sad. I mean, that is a sadly run franchise. The Colts have not won in Jacksonville since 2014. Tony said that. They probably should have seen the loss. I mean, he said
man. Nobody is predicting that a 2-win team is going to beat. Let's not forget. This Colts weren't just a good team. They were the team nobody wanted to play. Right? Yeah. This team is surging with a quarterback and a good defense. Nobody wants to play the Colts, and they got smoked. By the way, by Jacksonville, who has 3 wins, 2 of them very good wins, right? Because they beat Buffalo and they beat the Colts randomly. I think what's their other win? They got in Europe against the Jets or something like that. But it's just nobody saw that coming. Even if you thought it would happen, it was for the memes. It was not a legitimate that they're gonna actually do this. Except for Tony, because Tony's whole brain is a meme. So what is a meme might be a reality to Tony.
Yeah. So Tangy Tao, I think is how you pronounce that. Do you guys agree with PFF putting Garrett first and Tia in the second team? I didn't even know this.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know this article up.
No, I mean, listen, PFF is an absolute friggin' joke. They actually put this is why you want me to get freaked out. I mean, this I lost my mind. This is an organization. Player of the year. This is an organization that has dedicated the last 18 months of their publication
Here we
to
go.
just single-handedly trashing the Steelers every chance they get. Fine. You want to say that the Steelers were
about
the worst
pressures.
11-0 football team of all time last year? Fine. You want to say that they're so glad they were one and done in the playoffs. And now, of course, all they want to do is trash the fact that we can't believe we got to watch Big Ben over Justin Herbert. But you know what they put as a reason why Myles Garrett is a better player this year than TJ Watt? Because Myles Garrett got to play against Ben Roethlisberger. That's an actual reason. They said, but the problem is that he had to face Ben Roethlisberger twice, and Ben gets rid of the ball too quickly. Give me a break, PFF. Give me a break with this publication. I am absolutely done with PFF. Good night. Goodbye.
I love it.
It's about pressures, though. TJ had to have more pressures.
No,
right?
he didn't have more pressures. No, I actually didn't.
Oh, then see, what are you talking
They're
about?
close enough.
What are you talking about?
We're not-
Mr. Pressure? Mr.
Yeah,
Pressure?
close enough.
Mr. Pressure? Mr.
Not tonight.
Pressure?
Not tonight. Not tonight. Nope. Not tonight.
told me-
Myles
Not
Garrett,
tonight.
defensive
Not
player of
tonight.
the year
No.
bid is still
No.
alive.
No. Not
You
tonight.
told me pressure was the main thing.
This is gonna split the vote, by the way. This PFF doing this because they have sway in the people who vote
Yeah.
for this stuff. It's gonna split the vote, and it's gonna make Michael Parsons defensive player of the year. and this is for once.
If
I would
TJ
say
doesn't get it, well, whatever. Who cares? You know what? TJ is going to get something else this year. He's going to get himself a Lombardi.
Anime says Ben
Wait,
Roethlisberger.
he gonna get traded in the playoffs?
That's
Okay.
terrible. Rayback here says if Pittsburgh wins if Pittsburgh wins, will it just be 4 Tonys on the screen? And he might.
It'd be one big ass Tony all over the screen.
Let's go. I'm ready.
Is the chef hat
If
coming back?
Ben wants to come back, will Steelers accept it?
Would the Steelers accept? I don't know. You want to make the playoffs again?
Well, if
Wanna
they
make
win the
playoffs
Super
again?
Bowl, if they win the
If
Super Bowl,
Lamar
you
wants
gotta
to
run
come
it
back,
back.
do the Ravens want him back? It's 8-9. That's not very good.
If Ben
that
wins the
was
Super
like
Bowl,
Lamar,
you gotta
right?
run it back, right?
Okay, Tony, give me your assessment of this Ravens Steelers game.
Ooh, I don't want to talk about the game. I want to start before we talk about the game. Let's talk about this Steelers rebuild I keep hearing about. I keep hearing people tell me, oh, Tony, the Steelers are headed for a rebuild. You're not, I can't wait for the Steelers to be in rebuild mode. What's going to happen when the Steelers are in rebuild mode? They're going to have what? The worst quarterback in the division? They're going to have the worst running game in the division? They might have the worst offensive line in the division. Maybe they'll have the worst run defense in the division. And maybe, just maybe, all those things can be true, and they still make the playoffs. Let's go. Let's go, Steelers. How about that? Tell me about this rebuild. Sonny said last week, I can't wait. He said, I can't wait until the Steelers are bad. Well, I got news for you, Sonny. This Steeler team was pretty bad. I mean, they were pretty bad, but not as bad as your Ravens. I mean, not as bad as the Browns, but they were pretty bad, but they still got in, okay? Now, you talk about this Steeler team, okay? What if I told you that in M&T Bank Stadium, Week 18, playoffs on the line, you give the Steelers the ball at their own 18-yard line in overtime? Surely this Ravens team are going up against a 39-year-old quarterback, a noodle arm, washed up Ben Roethlisberger. Certainly the Ravens will not allow in front of their home fans Ben Roethlisberger to drive down and get a game-winning field goal to clinch a playoff berth. Certainly that won't happen, will it? You know what happened, Ravens fans? One last time. Let's do it one last time. You know what they did? They let Ben cook.
Oh,
Let's go.
It's
You know what
back.
you know what his numbers were in the fourth quarter and overtime of this football game? 19 of 25, 149 yards, a touchdown, and a game-winning field goal drive to send my Pittsburgh Steelers to the playoffs. It included, by the way, a 4th and 9 conversion over the middle of the field to Ray McLeod. Now, I was told last week on this show that one Patrick Queen is the best inside linebacker in the division.
Yeah.
Where they at, though? Hey, I know Ravens fans. Hey, listen, I know Ravens fans. Hey, Tony, what about all the injuries? Come on, they beat our back. Come on. Hey, in the words of Mike Tomlin, we do not care. Imagine and so now the Steelers win, okay? And now we go in, and all I got to hear from Ravens and Browns fans is tie. Oh, imagine being a fan of a football team so bad that you got to cheer for two teams to tie. Two teams to tie just to keep your team from embarrassment. You know what? I actually can't imagine it. You know why I can't imagine it? Because I cheer for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and all we do is win. 18 years without a losing season. Ravens fans, when was the last time the Ravens had a losing season? This year? Woo. Browns fan. No, I shouldn't say it to Browns fans. It's every year. Never mind. That's a low blow, Browns fans. I apologize.
I'm about to say, come on, man.
I apologize for that.
We ain't do nothing to you.
One of the, when I first started with this show, one of the weirdest things that kept getting said to me on this show, the Steelers should cut Ben Roethlisberger. They should get rid of Ben. They got to get rid of Ben Roethlisberger. And I could not, for the life of me, figure out why. Why does everyone in this division want the Steelers to cut Ben? And I finally figured it out on Sunday. They don't think that the Steelers should cut Ben. They go to bed every night praying that they can finally be rid of the nightmare that is playing against one Ben Roethlisberger. Okay, a person who has absolutely owned them for the past 18 years. 18 years of dominance. And on his way out, he had to get a couple more sweeps of the brooms in. You're welcome. You're welcome, Ravens fans. You're welcome, Browns fans. So, and as I said, Ravens fans, Browns fans, go ahead, buy your Chiefs gear, get the pom-poms ready, because on Sunday, you better hope that Patrick Mahomes can do something your teams couldn't do this year, beat my boy Ben.
Okay. I have a couple of super chats here. Amir, thank you for the donation. $250 for the AFC North chat, $250 for Tony's Shades, and $5 to move Ben up in the AFC North ranking.
I mean, I did have him at 2. Well, no, I had him at 3, right?
Lombardi,
I infamously had Joe Burrow at 4, right? That was a L take of the year. Is that going to be it? Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. I mean,
that was an L. That was an L. I just got to eat that one. Got to eat that
Nova
one.
Stone here. He gets every chance to bring Brady. Lombardi should be renamed the Brady.
Oh my God! Enough! Enough!
Luke
This
here
is really
says,
Tom Brady's like ghost account or something.
By
Yeah.
the way, just to add to my mediocre
underrated.
quarterbacks or Tom Brady's kryptonite, who almost beat Tom Brady in the playoffs last year?
Heineke.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
My dog.
Who do the Bucks play in the first round this year? Is it somebody with a bad quarterback? If Matt Stafford plays against Tom Brady this year, it might be Raps.
They hold on.
Let's look it up. Let's see what the probability is. Because if it's somebody good, okay. If it's Kyler Murray or something like that.
The Eagles.
Jimmy Garoppolo?
Eagles.
Oh, Jalen Hurts is the perfect guy. Oh, watch out. Tom Brady's on upset alert. Jalen Hurts is the kind of quarterback that will play well enough to beat Tom Brady. You know what I mean? That he is just not good enough. You know what I mean?
He fits directly into the Nick Foles, Ryan Tannehill, Eli. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm with that. Yeah, you know what I mean? Watch out, Tom. Tom's not safe this weekend. Tom's not safe.
So here the Steelers are an early go-ahead touchdown away from me buying all the way in on the Broncos 2015 run.
What about the Steelers 2005 run?
Die Hard Barton here says, first, I'm a huge Bengal fan. To the AFC North chat, remember, when every player on Ravens play their hearts out, we may see Steelers steal a Super Bowl off the string of Big Ben retirement. I mean,
when was this?
Thing.
It wasn't this week. I know that. But when was this?
No, he's talking about when Ray Lewis.
They played their hearts out.
For when Ray Lewis.
Oh, he's talking about Ray Lewis Day.
Yeah, you're talking about, Deer antler spray. Deer antler spray.
No, I mean,
Steelers will win this one legitimately, by the way.
Oh, my
No,
what was the Ravens?
needed.
The Ravens won the division that year, though.
yeah,
right?
we were
Yeah.
forced.
That was the one where like Ray Lewis was like on the intro of Madden talking about everything, and then they
Ray
ended
Lewis
up
out here
winning.
giving them damn long ass speeches and nobody was listening to on the sideline. It was like, it's Ray though, we got to stay here. Like Jacoby Jones is sitting there listening to Ray Lewis, like, we got to eat and devour and smash and do it for. And then Jacoby Jones is like, bro, I just want to get this ball so I can get return. Like, what are you doing?
Mason here says only way to the Pittsburgh KC game is entertaining is if it's on Nickelodeon.
If Tom Brady plays on Nickelodeon, he's definitely losing that game. I'm just putting it out there.
Soul Train here says Dolphins is now what the Browns were with Ray Farmer.
They're not that bad.
I'm sure Bengals would love to play Ben again.
Ditto.
Hey, if it happens,
You talk about Ben. What NFL plus Ben feels about Brady?
Ben's bad enough this year to beat Brady, man. I'm just telling you, like in the past years, Ben was a good quarterback, but
Bad enough
now
to make the playoffs.
yeah, I'm saying it's in a positive way. He's just good enough to get in, but just bad enough to be one of them dudes to beat Brady. Because again, that's what it takes, right? Squeeze into the playoffs, you might be able to beat Tom Brady when it matters the most, because that's usually the formula. Nick Foles squoze in both times. Eli squeezed in, and Tyler Heineke almost did it on the squeeze in last year too.
Ben Billy Sear says, "My dude acting like since he didn't beat Steelers twice."
He has been very careful
Tony
where
is
he's
trolling.
shooting those
He's
shots.
trolling.
Yeah, yeah,
He has not aimed that gun to this side of the screen.
Hey! I chose my words very carefully tonight. Very carefully.
He has been shooting at Sonny and then
Oh yeah.
pumping the shotgun at me, just hitting me with all kind of strays. Okay.
Every time Q mentions something, he's like, "Q, wait."
Yeah. I'm out here. I'm a civilian. I'm getting shot at. You know what I mean? I had nothing to do with that result. Absolutely nothing to do with that result.
I tweeted earlier this week. Look, me and Ace have not agreed on a lot. We have not agreed on a lot this year, but we're cool this week.
Yeah.
And the Browns get Russell. Professor Chaos here says, if the Browns get Russell Wilson, Q, will you get a Browns chef hat?
I'm gonna buy all of Sierra's albums. That's what I'm gonna do. My background is gonna be Sierra albums. I'm gonna delete all the future off my Spotify. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, Ace Q, do you guys watch this game at all?
Yeah, I saw some of it.
Yeah, I saw some of it. I saw the overtime aspect of it, and I saw the Steelers come back and win. I think like someone was saying earlier, I thought that the Ravens would at least try to get into field goal range to hit that long 60-yard field goal, but it didn't happen. And then Ben, I saw him come down and drive, saw that pass that Tony was talking about to Ray McLeod. That was clutch. You got to give it to Ben on that one. That one was clutch. And I just kind of knew that the Steelers were going to end up winning that game. I just had a feeling. I was like, they're going to come back and win this game, and this is going to be how they're going to go out. And especially once you saw that the Jags were all over the Texans, I was just like, yeah, the Steelers are going to the playoffs. And so the only thing was, obviously, we had the tie game later, or the potential tie game later. And at first I was feeling like it was almost kind of rigged just watching that game. It was like they hopped out early, and then it's like all of a sudden it's getting tightened up there at the end. And I was just like, ugh. But yeah, I did see the Steelers game. I think that they played a hell of a game. For the parts that I watched of that game. Obviously, like we always have said, it's always until like that fourth quarter where they wake up and then decide that they're going to go out and try to get this one. They go into overtime and get a big win over the Ravens. So congratulations to the Steelers. I think that, I would be excited if I was Tony too, even though, our teams don't get along. It is exciting to see them get in that way, especially with everything they've been through this season, right? It's like we're not even supposed to be here, and we're here. And so to see that, and then the one thing I was watching for as well is we were wanting to see if TJ Watt was going to break the record, because I knew that the Ravens weren't going to make that easy for him when you're going against a division rival. Saw him tie the record. I saw one play where he almost got the record. If he would have just been there a split second earlier, he would have gotten that.
He may still get it.
But yeah, potentially.
There was a play in this game early that they're reviewing right now to see if
it wasn't a sack. I know the play. I told you when that play happened, I said to Tony that wasn't a sack.
He listen, Huntley has full possession back of the football, and the rule is on those plays that if you can't tell if it's run or pass, it's a sack if the quarterback has the ball. And he had full possession of the ball.
Him the sack record. If you can't determine it in game, you can't just give the sack record at that point. No, we wouldn't want to taint the sack record by just giving up and giving the guy a random sack. You can't do that. You can't do that.
You can't just lay down. You can't just lay down and give a guy a sack.
That happened during the game, though. You can celebrate. Oh, that's a sack record. You can build around it. You can sell some ads to it. They can't sell no ads to just.
Well, they stole it. The ref stole the moment from him, because there was a great play where him and Hayward kind of met at the quarterback, and then they called, of course, hit him too hard.
That was look. Let me sidebar. It was the right call. I hate the call. No, Tony. Jokes aside, it was the right call by the rules. I just hate that call.
Yeah,
I hate that rule. Yeah. I hate the rule. It was the right call. The rule needs to change. That was a stupid flag. Anyway,
But yeah, I think congratulations to the Steelers. They're they're here. So glad to see what they can do against the Chiefs. Like I said, I'm a Steelers fan this weekend again. So hey, especially for them to take out the Chiefs, I'm with it all day. So shout out to the Steelers. Ben, I think that was you didn't want Ben to go out. I think if you're a Steelers fan, you didn't want him to go out in a season where you guys don't make the playoffs. So even though I talked bad about Ben and said that he was watching all of that, I am glad that he is getting a better ending than it would have been with him not making the playoffs at all.
Where are all the super chats? Ace was wrong about Ben. I'm just wondering, you know what I mean?
Well, the one thing I was wrong
I
on
get cooked all the time about Joe Burrow. That's
I had
not
to
the
take
same
that
mistake.
one. It
though.
was, I think the bad takes that I had on the Steelers this year are that they would win 6 games. I think I said that
I told you at the time, don't do it.
Their offensive line would be the worst in the division. Bengals have given up 50 sacks. So, I don't think that I was good on that one. But, yeah, I mean, you just got to –
I mean, part of the reason why I think people aren't coming in and saying, you were so wrong about the Ben is wash take is like,
because he is washed.
I mean,
yeah.
let's, heel Tony aside, right? I mean, Ben Roethlisberger was very good at the end of this game. And it was, I always talk about wanting to get one more vintage Ben. And we're not, again, as I said, I think, after the Browns game, right? We're not going to get the 350 yards, 4 touchdowns, Ben Roethlisberger. He's just not, he is physically not capable of that anymore. And if he was capable of that, the Steelers would have won more games, right? But so this is as close as we were going to get. But I think all Steeler fans know, when they watch Ben, you're watching a guy who's games away from the end here.
But for the record, before the game happened, I did say Ben Roethlisberger isn't going out like that. I was like, he's not going out like that in this game against the Ravens.
Then Nova Sun's giving you
I hate Ben Roethlisberger. I just hate the Steelers. I'm just going to let it out. I just hate just all the luck in the world. How does this happen?
Let the hate flow through.
Just hate it. Are you serious? Are you serious? You get the end like this? Who gets the end like this? You know what I mean? You get the perfect ending against my Browns. Browns embarrassed themselves on Monday Night Football for the entire world and for the 45 million people on Nielsen, just as many people as they embarrassed the Steelers on last year. And then Ben gets all the embarrassment he got last year, all the memes that we got. He ruined them. Just ruined them. I hate the Steelers. I can't stand them. Can't never let us be happy. Can't never let us have nothing. Always got to ruin it. Just awful. Hate them. When are they going to see? This is why I said at the beginning of the year, you could never put the Steelers in the casket until you see that thing under 6 feet buried. There's been plenty of times where that team ain't had no pulse, nothing. And we've been like, oh, they're dead. LOL, Steelers. And then what happens? They rise up like the Undertaker. I am tired of watching these Undertaker matches with the Pittsburgh Steelers. We are getting to Goldberg versus Undertaker in Saudi Arabia territory with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I don't see an end in sight. I want this to be over. I want to stop seeing Ben Roethlisberger on my screen. I want to stop seeing the Steelers succeed. But I know the more I want it, the more I'm going to get of it. And boy, I'm not going to lie. It would be a salty summer. I'm going to spend the whole summer salty as hell if the Steelers win the Super Bowl. So, hey, I know I've been putting out some goodwill out there with the Bengals because I honestly do want the Bengals to, have some good success this season because, it's been a long time for them. But absolutely, there will be no goodwill for the Pittsburgh Steelers coming from me. No, I want them to get embarrassed. I want them to get beat. I want them to be trounced. I want Big Ben to go out crying, but I know that this ain't going to mean as much as last year's did. So he ain't going to cry. And that's what breaks my heart about this entire situation.
Hey, Ben's going out a winner no matter what happens on Sunday.
That's what I'm saying. He can't
they're
lose.
Not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be here. Sonny, you're supposed to be here. You guys are supposed to be here.
This is why this is the worst thing that happened. He can't lose. Ain't nobody. We're trying to make memes. Oh, it's Ben's retirement party. Ain't none of that shit hitting because it don't hit. Because it's not funny. Because he's not supposed to be here. Because he's gotten way more.
No. Q, that's not true. I find it very funny when Ravens and Browns fans try to trash talk me about Ben's retirement party on Sunday. I think it's I think
It's not funny. It's not. It don't hit. I saw somebody said that to me. I was like, F tier joke, bro. It's not funny, bro. It's not. The at home with Baker Mayfield jokes, they hit because that shit hurts, right? Like those memes, boy. I kind of want them to get rid of Baker just so I don't have to sit through those memes no more. They hurt so much. All right. But these Ben jokes, ain't no more Ben jokes, man. I had so many Ben clips in my folder, can't use them no more. Like, you know what jokes are hitting now? The one with Lamar Jackson running to the toilet, people put the Taco Bell wings next to it and saying me eating the wings, me 30 minutes later. Like, it's just a frustrating situation. There's no way you can laugh at the Steelers. Like, we're gonna try to if they get beat by the Chiefs. Oh, LOL. It ain't gonna be funny. Ain't gonna be no joy in that. It's amazing they freaking got here in the first place. So
that is true.
Ain't no fun in this.
No, some here is with Brady beat, and there's the list. Joseph says LL, the only thing Ben Cooks. Well, you see McDonald, blah blah blah. Men threw 44 times for a whooping 5.6 yards and attempt.
Joseph, you know where you need to head this weekend. Hey, I think Saturday. The mall's open on Saturday where you are. Head on over to Lids, get yourself a Chiefs hat, get the pom poms out. Let's go. We got another one. Hey, listen, you guys do a live stream on Sunday. You have a lot of people watching. A lot of Chiefs
Bills
today.
Yeah, Bills home playoff crowd will be fun. TV.
Yeah. I know they did. That was one thing they were robbed of last year. It is cool that they won the division because they were robbed of that last year.
I hope one of y'all has the Manscaped to predict KC big booty beatdown or the pit.
Why would we want to help Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
The big booty beatdown curse.
Pittsburgh. I would want to help them.
you go
I would want to help Pittsburgh.
He's out here with the ulterior motives. I'm okay with it though. I'm okay with the ulterior motives.
I regret ever bringing the big booty beatdown meta into this podcast. I regret it. Top 5.
Also, Tony, I just wanted to congratulate TJ Watt for his second team All-Pro PFF.
Now that's funny. Now that's actually funny. That's a good one. That's a good one because that actually makes him mad.
I'm done with PFF.
It's not reasonable. You're not going to contribute.
No, I'm not. As I was going to say, I'm not contributing next year.
Share the PFF.
Yeah, my share. You guys got to split that 3 ways
$60.
next year. I'm out on that one.
Luis Cousin here says the Steelers free ride to the playoffs.
To be continued. Yeah, it's a free roll. This is a free roll tournament for the Steelers. Who cares? All in on the first hand. Let's go. Who cares?
Quincy,
it's a dangerous position to be in. We'll talk about this on the preview show. Yeah. It's a dangerous position because Kansas City has all the expectation, right? They're still the best team in the AFC, right? They should win the AFC. They should win the Super Bowl. The Steelers have no expectations, none. The expectation for the Steelers is you're going to get boom roasted even worse than you did in the regular season.
Played well they haven't played their best. They were playing their good football before coming into that Cincinnati game, but these last 2 weeks have not been their best.
Yeah.
By the way, I appreciate that, Cincinnati. Appreciate that. Needed that.
Hey,
and,
Zim is also a huge Steelers fan this weekend. He just posted something and said, "No, we're rooting for Ben on Sunday. Get the Chiefs out of the playoffs.
Came around.
Come on, Benjamin, you got this."
Zim was like every other tweet of mine in my mentions, and now we're BFFs.
Quincy feels about Ben is how Tony feels about Brady. Q just cut the edge. I hate John Cena promo.
Man, it's every year, dog. It's for 20. You mentioned it. He said 18 years of dominance. They show up the damn thing where it's like he beat the Bengals 24 times, the Browns 25 times. That I am only 26. Do you know that is my entire viewing life of watching the Browns pretty much? It's like, oh yeah, Ben comes to town, we're gonna lose. Here we go, Steelers all the time. Yeah, let's get Ben in. Let's celebrate Ben more because we need more Ben celebration. You know what I mean? Let's show all the highlights. What got pissed off about this whole thing? I was watching that damn Ravens Steelers game, and they showed the Ben highlights. And then I'm watching the Browns Bengals game, and they showing the Ben highlights. And I'm like, why are y'all showing these? It's no longer last week. We have already been through this. But no, every time they show the Ben highlights, when Ben gets inducted disrespectfully into the Canton Hall of Fame, 45 minutes outside he's going to have so many smart ass remarks about, I dominated here and 45 minutes up the road on I-45 or whatever. I am so tired of it. I can't wait for Ben Roethlisberger to finally retire. I hope he retires. I really do hope he does not get a spark, because until that man is out the NFL, he will still beat the Browns. All right, I'm over it. He could be in a wheelchair, dog. He has done this too much. It has been too many ass whippings I have seen. Inexplicable ass whippings. This year made no sense. No sense that they beat the Browns 2 times this year. No sense.
And the Ravens twice. But
Not absolutely no sense that he found a way to sweep the 2 teams that could run the ball on the team that he had that can't defend the run. Absolutely no sense. But what I tell y'all before last week's game, it don't matter if it makes sense, because it's Ben versus the Browns. And this is just the shit that happens with Ben. And of course he gets a happy welcome out. Like always. Berger Kosar got kicked out of the city, ended up as a backup on the Dallas Cowboys. That's how our legends go out. Ben Roethlisberger gets all the goddamn luck in the world. I can't stand this man. I hate Ben Roethlisberger, bro. I cannot stand him.
Oh, man.
I am going to be as happy as Steeler fans are the day that man gets inducted into the Hall of Fame, because I know that for a fact he will never play another football game again, and that I am safe. I cannot wait for the next era of Steeler football, and the sooner they lose, the sooner we get to it. So go Chiefs.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Draft News Schefter just tweeted Jameson Williams tore his ACL in the CFP. Yeah,
I thought he popped his Achilles, so that's at least better than what I thought.
Yeah,
he had.
Still
like
pretty,
an Achilles, but that's still pretty bad.
If TJ Watt lays out Jackson Mahomes and Pat Annoying, they say we give him 6 more.
Oh yeah, let's add that to the pile that the
that.
Browns gave 4 sacks to TJ Watt to put him in line to get this damn sack record. Thank you, Baker Mayfield. That's all Baker Mayfield, by the way. I saw the tape. Baker Mayfield gave him that award. So TJ Watt wins Defensive Player of the Year. Baker Mayfield better get a damn vote for Defensive Player of the Year, because he's helped a lot of guys this year.
Do you think he was mad at Myles Garrett and he said, "You know what, Myles? Here, TJ, here."
He wasn't mad at Myles Garrett. He was mad that Baker Mayfield but Baker Mayfield was talking garbage to him as if he's good enough to do that this year.
No. I'm saying Baker was mad at Myles and said, "You know what? F y'all. I'm gonna give it to the other guy."
Yeah, Baker's mad at Myles because the team actually respects Myles Garrett.
Joshua here says this sounds bad because I'm a diehard Bengals fan, but I actually want the Steelers to win because the Chiefs are out and they get the Titans in the division round.
So just when I was giving Bengals fans love.
That's what I'm telling you.
Big Steelers fans this weekend. Who they nation is
top 5 anime betrayals. I'm like, you know what, Bengals? I'm hoping the best for y'all. Y'all like, you know what, Quincy? I want your misery to continue. I want you to continue to watch Big Ben.
I do love, though, that everyone acknowledges that once the Steelers get past the Chiefs, there is a very, very realistic chance this team will play in the AFC Championship game with a chance at playing in the Super Bowl.
This is going to go to the fourth quarter, isn't it? Like, this game's going to be close now, isn't it? This game's going to be this close. And if it's 2 minutes and if Ben's about to get the ball, oh, my God. I hate when that dude. I felt bad when it happened to the Bengals that one year in 2015. I remember watching that game, and Ben just came in for no reason, right? Hurt the whole game, and Landry Jones out there, right? And then they get a miracle possession because of all kind of tomfoolery happened with the Bengals. And then all of a sudden, Ben walks out on the field, can't throw the ball 15 yards, still went down the field and won the damn game. And I was like, yeah, I knew it was going to happen the second I saw that man. I knew it was going to happen the second that man started.
Shout out Pac-Man. Shout out Pac-Man Jones.
We threw trash on Ben Roethlisberger when he was getting taken out on the card. And then in true Big Ben fashion, he came back from his injury, and then came back and ended up.
He was in the bottom of the screen. Big Ben.
He is the Paul Pierce of football, but damn it, he's getting a good out though. Like it just, it sucks.
The one thing I will say is everybody always blames Pac-Man and Vontez. Blame Jeremy Hill. Jeremy Hill's the one that fumbled. After. Jeremy Hill still gets people in it. Well, Bengals fans, let's agree on this. If we win this playoff game, please just leave Jeremy Hill alone. I know just leave Jeremy Hill alone because you guys are still in his mentions now to this day.
He's still
talking about that fumble. Yes,
that man
but
got a regular job. People tweeting him about that damn.
he tried to go full heel because then he started he got upset and then he started clowning Bengals fans, and then it just got ugly for him because he went to the Patriots and won a Super Bowl, but he didn't even play. He wasn't even on the active roster. He got hurt in the preseason, but he was bragging on this ring that he didn't even really do anything to get. And then he was coming back at Bengals fans.
He works like a regular job now, though, right? He's been out.
Yeah, he's he's a radio. I think he's on a LSU radio station. Just leave
co-host.
Jeremy Hill alone. If we win this game, just leave Jeremy Hill alone.
That man working 9 to 5. Do not tweet him anymore about stuff from 2015.
Mixed Culture here says, I just want to see the Bengals beat the Raiders and the Chiefs split the Steelers. Sorry, Tony. If Big Ben's retirement party, KC with free barbecue.
Here he is. Get him again. Another one for your live stream.
My theory is Ben doesn't understand that no means no and stop means stop, so he keeps going.
That's gonna set Tony off. Well, we can't
Yeah.
have more than one of those.
Hey Q, why are some members of the fan base willing to waste the prime our O-line, Chubb and Miles, to see if Baker can recover? In a championship window, we need consistent QB play.
I think the part of the fan base I don't understand is the people who don't even want to consider upgrading at quarterback. That's where I think it's ridiculous, right? But yeah, I mean, the question, if you can do it, that's one question. But the people who are we shouldn't even consider these things as if this were last year when Baker played good. Nah, man, we passed that point, right? Last year I had Baker's back on the whole Watson thing. Oh no, he played well enough. You take a chance on this year. Nah, the floor happened twice. He replicated 2019. That means that we got to worry about that.
I just want to point out to both Browns fans and Ravens fans, in order to be in a championship window, you got to make the playoffs. So how about you make the playoffs and then start talking to us again about championship windows? Thank you.
Okay,
yeah,
so
we do have to change that terminology. He's not wrong. We got to say to maximize our roster. You know what I mean? To maximize the players that we have signed. We can't say championship because honestly, if they bring back Baker, I'm not about to be out here talking about 11, 15, or 14 wins for the Browns next year. And we probably at 9 or 10. You know what I mean?
So let me say something about this game that I purposely have avoided talking about. Congratulations to Tony, to the Steelers. As he's seen, I let Tony have his fun. They deserve to win. This game, in my opinion, came down to two key things. Tyler Huntley had one of his worst games. Steelers defense played well. I'm not here bashing the Steelers defense, but man, those two picks. I'm not gonna blame the fumble on him, but the two picks were bad. I mean, they were bad. The one on Andrews, it was bad and it was worse timing. I tweeted my tweet. Oh my god, I tweeted before that. We're winning by 4. The offense better do something because in the fourth quarter, this is where the defense just usually gets big plays against the Ravens, right? And on cue, Huntley throws the pick. It was a horrible pick, triple coverage. I mean, it was just a bad read. And if you hear Huntley's post game, he didn't sound great. He was like, "Oh, the guy made a great play." I was like, no. I mean, it was just a horrible throw. I mean, it wasn't a difficult interception. It was just a horrible throw. There were so many other people you could have gone through. Anyway,
it wasn't like he threw it right to. I mean, it wasn't like he threw right to side. I mean, it was
It wasn't right to
wasn't the
side.
most
But
impressive thing,
I mean, yeah, he was triple coverage. I mean, of all the people,
it was not a smart throw.
Yeah, but more than Huntley, the person that irritated me this week was Giro. And I'm usually not here talking bad about coaching or anything, but we knew the Steelers are bad against the run. And I keep saying this, it's the B gap. But Tony says this all over. No, the B gap is the weakest link.
It's everywhere.
No, when they run wide, I think the Steelers are better. And not great, but better. Anyway, we start then goshing them through that B gap. Murray came back. I don't even know what Murray has been for weeks. Murray was running well. And then they go first and goal, I think from the 3. Let's throw it 3 times. What? And then the pick. Really? I mean, we are driving in the second half because in the first half we didn't run well, but in the second half we were running well and throwing. In the first half, I was irritated. If you follow my tweets, I was like, "You're asking Huntley to throw against a team that cannot defend against the run in this weather condition." Anyway, again, shout out to the Steelers. They won the game. The Ravens played stupidly, in my opinion, coaching wise. But yeah, go ahead, Q.
Everybody
I figured it
does.
out. I figured it out. I know what happened. Steelers over the last few weeks have came into possession of the Mind Stone because that's the only thing that justifies the fact that teams go into Pittsburgh knowing they can't stop the run. The coaches are even admitting we can't stop the run, and teams that can run the ball just flat out refusing to run the ball on the Pittsburgh Steelers in the way that you need to. I think that they have obtained a Mind Stone. They are now, in fact, the most dangerous team in the NFL because they have a hold of some supernatural power that is willing them. That Mind Stone also made its way to Brandon Staley to convince him to be. Well, I don't think you needed the Mind
We do need to
Stone
talk about that
convince
moment, though. I
Brandon
mean,
Staley.
the moment, the last 2 minutes of that Chargers-Raiders game was incredibly interesting from like a game theory perspective, because it did feel like when they got to midfield that the Raiders had kind of resigned to, all right, we're just going to let this clock run out, and maybe
Why
we'll kick
take
a
the
field goal at
risk?
the end. Yeah, exactly.
Why take the risk? And then Brandon Staley on cue said, "Risk? I'll take it. I'm out."
I think there was a mutual agreement between both of them, and then the coach for the Raiders, I don't know his name, he saw Staley call a timeout. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna pull that on me, huh?
Yeah.
You know what? Didn't I told you guys that what you needed to do because they were rivals is agree on a tie, and then one of them stabbed them in the back at the end of the game. That's what happened."
It's
Right.
like when you driving on the highway and you see the state trooper on the thing, and look, he knows you was speeding, but as long as you make the effort to slow down,
You
he's
saw
not gonna
that.
pull you over, right? But what the Chargers did was just speed right past them. They just like, yeah, what you gonna do about it? Like, no, man, they're that friend you can't bring nowhere.
The
because they
Steelers are
gonna lose
work.
anyway.
That's what Tony taught me that word this
They
year.
have the Mind Stone, dog. Like this is the
If the
only
Steelers
thing.
are, Steelers being a work means that you think that they're better than they are. So
You told me that word meant that it was fixed.
Mike
fake.
Tomlin
It's fake. Yeah, it's fake. Like I thought the Ravens earlier in the year were like they would do this thing in the first half where they were fake bad, and then they would actually show up in the second half.
Gotcha.
Be a good football team. Yeah.
Look, Mike Tomlin gonna take off that hat, and we're gonna find out that he looked like the Vision. Like,
Coach of the year, coach of. Nope.
Let's wrap this with some
Zach
super
Taylor
chats
did a
we
great
have
job
here.
this year. Coach of the year.
Luke Walker says underrated that Ben is 17-10 against the Ratbirds. He dominated the whole division, not just the Ohio team.
And now they're all cheering for Patty Mahomes to clean it up for him because they couldn't get it done themselves.
Ace, I have a picture of Keenum doing a backwards cartwheel. If you want, I'll DM it to you. LOL.
like Case Keenum,
I guess. What other Keenum do you know?
like Keenan Thompson, like.
Mischief here says doesn't help knowing that the Ravens will want to find the division. Hey Sonny, can you throw my phone charger up from the basement?
Man, stole my joke, Misfit. Stole my joke.
Have we talked about the fact that the Ravens got the trifecta this weekend? I mean, they literally had the weekend from hell.
It's over. The podcast has been.
Let's real quick before we end it. Let's talk about the Ravens weekend from hell, because not only did they have to lose their fans.
I think Tony has talking off this podcast.
Okay, I'll pick up for Tony. So not only did the Ravens
man.
blow it against the Pittsburgh Steelers, Tony, you want to tag in?
Yeah. They not only did they
tag.
blow it against Ben Roethlisberger. Okay, they had to watch Ben win in dramatic fashion in overtime. They let Ben cook one final time. Not only did that happen, then they had to watch the Browns win, which secured the Ravens last place in the division. And then had to figure out that
at least you're gonna get a better draft pick.
yeah, right. At least we'll get the better draft pick now, because division tiebreaker and draft tiebreaker are different. It's strength of schedule. And guess what? The Browns qualify for on strength of schedule, and therefore the Ravens lose to Ben, don't make the playoffs, finish last in the division, and have a worse draft pick than the Browns. Congratulations to the Ravens.
Thank you.
Man.
In that note, we're gonna end this podcast.
I
Next,
can
By
do
the
another
way-
hour if you guys want. I mean, we can do
By
another
the
hour
way,
if you guys
Sonny,
need.
I got a bunch of shit I left in the basement last week. I'm gonna need you to U-Haul that stuff over as soon as you can.
you're not that
I'm
far.
pretty sure all my unused props that I have not been able to use this year, they're in there. There's a Baker Mayfield jersey down there that you could keep. But,
It's
you
not
know,
that far. You
Last
you're
Plays
in the,
Ravens
you're in
has
the
a
neighborhood.
nice ring to it. Nice. It's got a real nice ring to it.
Anyway,
Last Plays
guys,
Ravens.
we are coming back this week to preview both games. There's two AFC North matchups with the Bengals and the Steelers because it was never in doubt. We'll see you this week again. Take care, y'all.